and Georgia Frontier who passed away in 2008, with then minority understanding taking over in 2010. Seeing as he was originally from Missouri, on its surface this seemed like a good thing, and he would even verbally commit to St. Louis. However, everything from this point forward would speak otherwise. Aside from rejecting proposed renovations by the city to the dome, he would counter with an impractical renovation plan, which involved basically building a whole new stadium out of the old one for not much cheaper than the price of a new. When this could not be agreed to, it would be then that the Rams would go into a phase of closed doors. However, Kroenke could only keep so much private, as he would buy a massive piece of prime real estate in Los Angeles in 2014. This would come with denials that it would be used for a potential stadium. However, in an effort
All right, guys. So, let's get things started here. Everything was down today. After two basically up days, today was a down day. Everything's in between 1% to 2%. VIX is basically high. It is high.
Sorry about that, ma'am. I had to step out and I didn't realize you were connected.
And yeah, so that's that. And then for the futures, obviously we're looking positive, and we'll see if that pans out as the truth. So let's see if my works here. My mouse is acting kind of weird, so if I have trouble, you may have to take the reins from me, but I'll let you know. All right, so let's just get into this negative. You see what we got. And 23andMe, we're not going to really talk about that. Tesla, the big earnings day, and let's see how that goes. So, as you can see, I dabbled. I did dabble. Got in. Had basically, I had 4 or 5 different areas, levels, separated by about $5 each. I think I started at $10 above where it closed, and then it didn't bump up. So it was supposed to come out, I thought, at 406 or 405. I think it came out early and it just went down. So then I didn't get into it. So then I did a FOMO, and I got it here when it started to come back up. And I got a couple, I got 5, 5, and 5. And then it started to go up. Then I'm like, dag, I should have waited. But I still had my other orders in above here, thinking they would get executed too. And I maybe end up with 30 shares or something. That didn't happen. And it started to go back down. And it just went down. And then when I checked it, I was around here. Basically, what is that? About $10 per share. And I just decided it was a little bit less than $10 per share because it was under 150. I think it was like 140 or something. So I decided just to get out. I figured it would go down further, and I will look at this tomorrow. So put this on a notice. To Tesla watch anywhere between, let's just say 248 to 232. And the higher you can get it, probably the better if you want to short it. But from what I heard, the earnings were bad.
Can you repeat the levels again? And also look at the earnings.
8 to 232.
What?
248,
Okay, got it.
232. Here we have Q3 earnings, and I need not explain anything. Now, I will say to the people that just because revenue and earnings were missed does not mean Tesla is just gonna tank into the oblivion. Because it is Tesla, and people buy this stock for more than just money reasons. They buy it for a whole host of reasons because of their dear leader and all of that kind of stuff. So it's a weird stock. I want to say it's almost like a meme stock, but that actually makes money. So yeah, just be aware that tomorrow this thing could go up the yin yang. So just dabble, dabble in. Usually though, you can get your money back if you stay in. But that was just my dabble with Tesla. And we're looking here, so we can go possibly to this level here, a little bit lower or whatever. So just be aware of that. And if you want to get in before 8 by 8, and yeah, and if you were holding on shorting at the end of the day, you know, you probably want to get some of your money out and and just see if it comes back up this level and see if you want to buy in again or short again. Peton, we've been talking about this for the longest, so all of you guys know that 5 level was kind of like our floor, and it wasn't exactly 5 for me per se. I was giving it to like the 180 or whatever. And I mean 480, I'm sorry. And it's here again. I see it's coming back again. So I'm thinking that it's weak, and I may stay away unless it can get above 5 and continue to go up. Because that's what I expected it to do by now, and it hasn't. So, and it looks like it's coming back down just after a little bit of bump up. So it that scares me. So people, how we were talking about Peton going into the winter, yes, I still think it has a little run. It has that thing with Lulu. Lulu seems to be doing well. But if Peton's not doing it, then you can't just stay in that caca. So Lulu, it had a gap up, and it seems to have been doing a lot better than test. I mean, crazy Peton. So same time, maybe we should bet on Lulu instead of Peton. But hey, it is what it is. Peton was familiar with us, so open again. We had this talked about it yesterday. If you can get the 275 by the dip, it seems like we talked about the mountains here that is starting to go down. Don't know if you may get another chance uh for it to come up again at that 275. Maybe you only get it at like 250 or whatever. Maybe you don't get it on. Maybe it just goes all the way down. But if you want to get 500,000 whatever shares and see if it will go down another dollar back to where it was before, you can, because we are going into the winter, and unless something comes out that's cray cray, like I said, anecdotally, I have been noticing a lot of properties coming on the market. They're still way too high, higher than they should be. But the fact that so many seem to be coming on the market all at the same time, literally, 5 to 10 properties per day in my daily emails that I'm getting. It makes me wonder if inventory is going to increase, and then once inventory increases, then prices should come down somewhat. I'm not saying it's going to be a crash because I don't believe that, but prices should come down somewhat if inventory increases. American Airlines, yeah, yeah. Um,
Did it have earnings today or mañana?
um, Nothing really to say here. The 19th, so I guess that's tomorrow. All I can do is hope and pray that earnings gets blown out on the good side. It's under all levels. And that we can only go up from here, hopefully, for the holiday traffic. And then I'm just going to get out because once I've screwed up, I got in at the wrong price. Should have got in here. I'd still be pissed off, but I would have gotten shares so that I can easily average in. So maybe my price would have been 12, but I wouldn't have a extreme, like ridiculous amount of shares, and I could easily average into this 11 level. So now we've gone past all of our levels that we like. So it says it's very weak, and we're just waiting for the seasonal pick me up to see if we can get something out of that. And that is going to fly probably from November to the new year. So that's what we're waiting for. And honestly, I don't know what would be holding that back, why that would be bad, because to me, oil, I know uh, just gasoline at the pump to me seems to be reasonable. But I know XOM stock has been going up, so I don't really know, because I'm just surprised that airlines have been this week, and I did not expect that. So was they say, you can never beat the market because the market can be irrational longer than you can be liquid. And that's a very appropriate statement. Um Coin, don't really care about this. This is a cryptocurrency stock. So it's we like to short it above 80. And I guess you got to say 80 to this. Now you got to use this $110 range because it went crazy the last time. So for now, it's just watch. I wouldn't really do anything with it. If you have a play on Bitcoin or cryptocurrency where you know when it will go up or down, that's probably um, you should follow that um, directly for coin, because it acts the same way. Our favorite banking stock, EBC. Um, let's see if my mouse will work.
I have an article on BAC.
You have an article on EBC?
Or sorry, important news regarding BAC.
Okay. Yes. Is it the fact that they're buying that other bank?
No, they're offering 6.55% yielding bond.
Okay, all right, we'll talk about it later.
Yes.
So daily, this went down. I was thinking, I wasn't sure if it was going to continue to go up or not, if it was a symphony play with Bank of America, but it had the previous day went up like crazy, and this was the day when I should have kept it and short it, but I did it. So let's see what happened with Banco. So for Banco, we have, let's see, uh, it went up, but then it just kind of crashed. So basically, and this was one that I know we are talking about looking at. So it went up to 40, I mean 27.45.
It's more
So
informational
about,
news.
I'm sorry.
It's more informative.
Okay. Uh, so it went up 50 cents and then it came back down and diddled in the middle and then it went down somewhere. So I guess that play was a good play in that you could have got 50 cents out of it, an additional 50 cents out of it, from where it closed, maybe an additional 40 cents. But, it started diddling. And once it started to come down, I guess you just have to have enough sense to get out. Um, but this thing doesn't move a dollar a day anyway. So it should be, no, 74 cents. Yeah. So if you were thinking you were going to get 3/4 out of this, it wasn't going to happen. So we're still in the negative area. I'm okay with looking at AMD now. So what are we doing? Trend says we're going down here. We're still at that kind of like 100 in this range for this $100 level. To me, it just looks like it's going down. It's been relatively weak, but this just seems like it's sliding down. It went up a little bit here, but I think that may be a little fake news. And they were talking about the chips being weak anyway. So,
Plus, another news on the chips, they also had like some issue with Taiwan or China restricting some of the chips importation, things like that.
yeah, that's the reason why they were saying they were weak, because of that China, something with China. Oh, they couldn't sell certain things to China.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because the caca that China's doing right now. So the global conglomerate that's being sued by the government seems to be trending down somewhat and had a negative day today, about $3. And yeah, it was just textbook. After the first 15-30 minutes, you could have got it at the high and just watch it go down. Or if you, let's see, what is this about? $1 here. You could have took $1 here. Maybe tried to play the uptick, then took did another short or whatever. But the easy thing would have been to just watch it tank all day. And then it was doing some weird stuff after hours. I don't know if that was because of Tesla and NFLX, not what. Meta. I think I played around with this. I'm not sure. Yes. Oh, yes, I did. Yes.
Understatement.
Yeah. So I I had this this was my how can you say my get even stock. This was the X that screwed me yesterday or last year, and I had to get even. I lost a good amount of money yesterday. I had 150 shares. Because of certain circumstances and because of I was just stuck on the market going down. And when it started to go down, I just said, boom, that was it. And I didn't watch VWAP, didn't do any of my due diligence that I do. Didn't reverse, didn't do anything. Basically just a terrible trading day for me. And I just let it go of the yin yang and average it each day. And when it started to come down, I was like, oh, I'm there. And then at the end of the day, it boom, went back up. So I got screwed, and I tried to basically uh what some people might call like stab the X with a pickaxe the next day. When I saw it. So I got rid of 2/3 of my 150 shares. I had 50 left over. And then I got rid of then I averaged in to make my price bet, and I had 100 shares to make it a little bit better. Made some money off of that, and then I just kept boom, 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 boom. Most of these were shorts, so I did make some money off of them, but because of a bozo, I did get a little bit confused, and I went long in certain areas where I shouldn't have. And if I just had kept everything short the whole time, and either kept short and got out, and then went short again and got out, or just kept short one time and stayed in to the very end, I would have made the most money.
Yes, and this is why sometimes you can't be listening to outside commentary or be persuaded by bozos.
Yes, if you know what happened, especially because I knew what happened, I was like, why is Meta so strong today when it should be a little bit weaker? It was the next day. And if I just had got out here for unknown circumstances, I didn't get out here, which I'm not gonna say unknown, but just because of circumstances, let's just leave it at that. I didn't get out, and I would have. So I did the next best thing, averaged in, and then got out later. But it was obviously the reverse of yesterday. And if I had just zoomed out and not listened to bozos here, even though I made some money, I would have made more because I wouldn't have been swayed by someone who was trying to convince that something was going to happen when it was obviously just based on looking at the chart. It wasn't going to happen. Someone thinking something's going to go up, Meta's going to go up when it's not. So just another thing here. We're looking at this for shorting areas, and you know how I feel about Meta. So, let's see if it gets to the top of this area. And I wanted to short this earlier than I should have. And I should have just waited, but I still believe it's a weak stock. I still believe it's fake news, and maybe it will get up to 350, 385 to 350, and then it can be shorter. But it's just a personal thing. It's a me issue. I just, it's just a me thing. So let's see. Okay, now I get that right. Okay. So, but Meta was still over 2% down. Target, back to its usualness. This was over 2%, and it's just continuing what it does or whatever. And that's that. You're just watching this tank again. Let's just see how close to 100 we can get. But yeah. Dollar Tree, I know this was upgraded, I believe, right? A day or two ago.
Yes, ma'am.
I forget what they upgraded it for, but it really doesn't matter because this is basically for the holiday season. So this is another thing like Campbell's. Here we have this gap down to fill. And we have the holiday season, so let's just look at it like minimum you get into 155 to 160 and possibly higher. But now is the time. You could have bought it here, but we wanted to see if it was gonna win. Now's the time. There's your Dollar Tree buy, people, guys, and buy it and just kind of enjoy. And just let it run up, Give it what are we looking at? At least a minimum of 10-16. Let's see. Yeah. 8, 9. Yeah, with the holidays, you got to give it basically to the end of the year. They have that Santa Claus rally that they have. So basically to the new year, and then you can KAT, yeah, AKA get the hell out. But yeah, so put that on the notice, Elisa. That buy now. Basically, you're looking at in that $100 to 114 range. I'm not going to, even though this was close to 2%, I don't like Home Depot at this price. I like it to get to the bottom. I would at least want it around this 280 here. But yeah. Disney, it's been holding up. I'm not gonna look at that, but we're hopefully cross the fingers. We're on our way to 90, and then it'll just continue for there. Dollar General. This was the one we're looking at this because we had that play a few days ago when they announced the CEO was coming back, similar to what Disney did. Not sure if that's going to change anything, but it does look like it did a gap up and it has been doing relatively well since then. Honestly, I would just go with the Dollar Tree play and just deal with that to the end of Christmas. If you like, I mean the Dollar Tree play. If you like Dollar General, I would just go with the Dollar Tree play, because basically um you're going on a hope and prayer that the previous CEO is gonna make a difference. Google. Can't remember if we thought this one was stronger or not.
It's not at the highs. Is
No,
it at the all-time highs?
well, I'm gonna put that right now. It's not. I know we were looking at this as coming up. Um, it's still going strong. We still, I think, ultimately like to the 150. Um, probably, I probably like it. If you want to get a few dollars, that's fine. $10, $12, that's great. I probably myself like this more as a short once it gets to the 150. Because obviously it'll probably be after the holidays, and then the whole recession announcement will be coming through, or whatever that people are going to talk about. Dick's DKS, same thing here. I've been kind of, I don't know, like just so like uh, people like this gap, I guess, if they want to like it to get filled. Maybe we'll make some movement for the holidays, but I really think I would just stay away. It something just turned me off when they were talking about this whole freaking uh, um thievery. Was basically they were up the yin yang for who knows, like really strong for like uh, uh you know a long time and doing very well, like 150s or whatever. And then all of a sudden, oh, we're losing. We fell earnings and we're doing so badly because of freaking thievery. Like 25% miss, 26% miss. And the best you can come up with is like people are stealing, like, weren't they stealing like before that? And it wasn't an issue. That's why I think I'm calling that BS, you know? I'm just calling it BS. Bank of America, we looked at, and that's why I'm just kind of been worried about getting too much in that, because I think there may be something we just don't know about, and that is weak or whatever. And maybe that was just more of a play for COVID, and it just, no, it's not. Apple, we know what's going on. I know sales of the, what is it? What is it, 15? The iPhone 15 has been slow in China, and then China's trying to block um, government officials from using the iPhone 15 or whatever. So it I don't know. All you can say is that it is trending down, and everyone knows to buy the dip um, on Apple. Just try to get a halfway decent price. But I don't blame you if you do want to stay away, especially after the new year, because, people have to see where things land with the so-called recession or whatever people are gonna call it. We've been trying to slow roll this so-called recession for I don't know how long, and then if we had just had it and got it over with, maybe we wouldn't be dealing with this caca by now. But hey, uh, it is what it is. Softy, um, this is one that I did say I kind of liked as a short potentially. Because the way it was looking to me, I kind of was like, oh, maybe you can get this at the top and watch it come down a little bit. I still believe that Softy, you're looking at, what is this? Let's say like a 130, 131 short. Then you can put that on the nose, Elisa. But
330.
I'm sorry, yes, 330. But I still think that's a decent play, because Softy was pretty strong before we hit this level here, basically same level, and started to come down. So I like this play. And if you're willing to give it some time, especially after the new year, if you can get, if we get that Santa Claus rally, and we get a Santa Claus rally where things get up to this 360 area, man, I don't see how you can't take gas ashore. But, hey, to each his own. BA is continuing to go down. Walmart back to normal. Nike, um, yeah. Uh, I don't know what to think of XOM right now. And McDonald's, Neil will talk about McDonald's being at a good level. It started to go back up. It got past this level, and I wanted to see if it was going to get down here. But now it's really freaking strong. So you may want to start to dabble in, but I just don't like the fact that it got like here and it didn't get into the level, but yet it just started to come up. So this may come back down, and we may see
Maybe it may be a bull trap, yes.
yeah. So it is, or maybe it's gonna. But to me, the way it sank very much under this area, this zone here, and so it just diddled in the middle, and now all of a sudden it's coming back up. So I can see why people would be curious. It's McDonald's, so it doesn't matter if you is gonna come up. But I still try to aim for this if possible.
Yeah, what you want to do is just get a few shares,
Yeah, if you
not
want to buy a few and then watch it.
get one or two to watch it and see what it does. Because usually when you buy something, it usually does go down.
All right, I'm finished. I know I took too much time. You only got about 4:45 at least. So you do what you want to do and take the time as you need. I meant to give you 15 minutes, but my mouse was just my touchpad was terrible today. I think it's stuck. Something stuck underneath it. But I'm gonna have the mouse tomorrow.
Okay, I see if I can find what I was trying to show you now because I lost it conveniently. It was more
And
informative regarding Bank of America for folks out there who uh, are interested in this. Let's see, hold
also
on.
you were talking about finish reading some article about the insurance in Florida was up the yin yang.
Oh, yes, let's do that first. Do you remember what the article was called?
I don't remember the name of it. I just remember, like I said, the subject.
Let's see if I can find it. Sorry about that. It looks like I'm not prepared.
Well, it's fine. If something else comes up, we'll just talk about that. Why don't we just talk about that? You know?
Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah. We'll just
This
talk about generalities for a few minutes.
it wasn't regarding insurance. Okay, let's see. Insurance.
And
Let's see.
Florida, the state of
Okay, I
Florida.
found it. I found it. I found it. My brain was jacked off.
Next time you'll keep it open next time. So that
What? Don't tell me this thing is going to do the same thing.
dun, 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 dun.
Things are starting to go a
And
little
I,
crazy.
we'll survive. Was it the sun will rise tomorrow?
Where's the okay, it looks like I can't find this, but right here, this is what I wanted to show you. Forget CDs or treasuries, Bank of America offering 6.5% yielding bond. Bank of America is issuing a 10-year corporate note with a 6.55% coupon rate, offering higher interest rate than other banks and certificate of deposits. The bank's net interest income has remained flat but has risen above pre-pandemic levels, and deposit growth has declined for 5 consecutive quarters. Despite the decline in deposits, Bank of America's financial ratios are healthy, and its 6.55% bond offers a higher return than most investments grade fixed income. So later this week, Bank of America is issuing a 10-year corporate note. Okay, kind of the same thing. So I just wanted to throw out that out
So
there
if
for
you
folks.
Google the 10-year Fed note or whatever, isn't that like higher than that? Why
No,
would someone go with Bank of America when they can go with the Fed?
I think this is higher. That's what it's saying. It's higher.
Where does it say it's higher?
Isn't it 5 point something?
For the Fed 10-year? Google
Yeah,
10-year Fed bond rate.
let me see.
Okay, so US okay, so it's like 5% now. Okay, all right.
No, so that's why I wanted to give you that information for folks out there. This is kind of an interesting thing. And someone had posted this in their blog. So
Yeah,
that's why
no, it's a good article. I personally I don't trust Bank of America because of
yeah,
my
I don't trust it either. I'm just throwing it out there just to give folks in Webland.
It's a nice rate.
Information. It's
It's a nice
information.
rate. No, it's a nice rate.